So I thought I might post a video on how I personally navigate in a semi. So I do use Google as my navigation tool, but I don't follow it blindly. Google is made for cars, and if you try to follow Google in a semi and you just do so blindly, you're going to end up in a really bad situation. So you have to verify and adjust the course that Google's giving you. So in this example, right now, I'm at the night transportation yard here in Compton, California. And in this example, let's say I needed to go to the other night transportation yard in Fontana, California. So I type it into Google Maps, and it tells me to go along the 91 to the 57 to the 60 to the 15 to Jurupa Street, which will lead me to night transportation. And that route should be good. But how I verify that is I'll use a truck map, so you can either use an atlas or my personal favorite is to use Trucker Path. So a Trucker Path, if you don't know what it is, it does have a GPS itself, but the reason why I like using Google is because A, it's free, and B, it's the most up to date. So it's going to show you where traffic jams are, it's going to show you where road closures are, and it's just going to be all around more up to date than any other app. So that's why I like using Google Maps. However, again, I don't follow it blindly. So it had me going on the 91, and if it's green, that means it's a truck route. So the 91, as you can see right there, that's a truck route because it's green. So it has me going on the 91 and then getting on the 57, which is also green right there. So 91 to the 57 to the 60, which is also green. And then from the 60 to the 15, and then from the 15, I get on Jurupa Avenue. I believe that's Jurupa. Yep, Jurupa Avenue. So that route's good. So I verified that route's good. Now let's go back to Google Maps. And what Google Maps will do sometimes is it will change the route because it sees traffic or an accident or something, which is a good feature to have, but the problem is if it changes your route to a non-truck route, you've got a problem. So I don't want this route to change, even if it avoids an accident or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add stops along the route. So you see that Sam's Club right there? I'm going to put that as a stop. So I'm going to click on it and hit add stop. Now you do have to move it back, so I have to move it up, or else it'll be going to night transportation, then back to Sam's Club, which I don't want. So if you move it up, all right, so now it's going from where I currently am, the night facility, to that Sam's Club. Although I would stay on the 91 and then go up to 57, but that's okay. But so it has me going to that Sam's Club, and then from there it follows that same route. And I don't want it doing something else, like say going the 57 to the 10, although that would probably be fine as well. But let's say I wanted it to stay on the 60. So what I do, you can probably see where I'm going with this, is I'm going to add another stop, grocery outlet. Again, you got to move it up like that. And then as you can see, we're going to stop at that Sam's Club, and then we're going to stop at that grocery outlet, and then we're going to hit the 15, and then the 15 to Jurupa Avenue, which should be fine. And that's basically how I do it. So I'll use Google Maps, and then I'll navigate, or I'll figure out which route works the best. And then I'll just add stops along the route, so it's kind of forced to keep going that way, even if there's an accident, because you don't want to go on a non-truck route. And also, for this example, let's pretend that Jurupa Avenue was not a truck route. Let's pretend that that's a no truck route and you don't want to go on it. So what you can do instead, okay, so instead of getting off and hitting the 15, let's try Etiwanda Avenue. So if I wanted to hit Etiwanda Avenue, well, it'd be pretty easy. I would just add a stop here at the Flying J, move it up again, and then as you can see, it keeps going on the 60, hits the Flying J, and then goes up Etwanda Avenue, and it avoids Jarupa Street. So if Jarupa Street was not a truck route, then this is how I would avoid it. I would just put a stop that takes me around Jarupa Avenue. Now, as you're driving, in order to get rid of those stops, let's go ahead and start it. So once I got close to this Sam's Club right here, I wouldn't actually go to the Sam's Club, obviously. I was just using it as a reference point. What I do is I just hit the X right there, remove Sam's Club. And then as you can see, it takes me to this stop up here next, whatever I clicked on there. But you'd want to do it like when you get close to that Sam's Club. So that way, you'd kind of want to do it when you're on the 57 already, so that way it doesn't reroute you to the 91 or whatever. So you would get close to the Sam's Club, get on the 57, and then keep going, and then once you got to the next stop or close to it, just get rid of it. And then it'll keep going, and then once you get close to the Flying J, I suppose I could stop at a Flying J as it is a truck stop, but let's pretend I didn't want to. Same thing, just get rid of it. Now in this example, it went back to Jarupa Avenue because that was its preferred route. But if you canceled the Flying J, which is right there, it would still get you to it because you'd be close enough to Etwanda Avenue that it would take you on Etwanda Avenue. And that is how I navigate using Google Maps.